Friday over here in the U.S., nice and sunny where I'm at, and things are very good. It's sunny just like the crypto space right now. Bitcoin is ripping. A lot of things are happening. It's a lot. If you're in the space right now, you should be very, very excited. It's just the beginning. We haven't hit even halving yet, and things are looking just as good as they are right now. Just imagine what can happen at the end of this year and next year. And guys, I hope you've been DCAing. I have a lot of goals, and a lot of these financial goals will be met, and I'm very excited about that. Bitcoin did not hit a new all-time high yesterday, but as we see, Grayscale was dumping about 600 million of BTC, and even so, with that type of dumpage, you would think the price would go down as much as it, in the 50s, but it didn't. It held at like 61,000, 62,000. So again, I'm not worried about it. Still going to be a good time. But today, the video is about Avax, Avalanche. We all know that my favorite L1 is Solana, and Solana has been doing very well for the last couple of days, mainly due to the meme coin hype. A lot of volume. Solana's at over 130 per soul. It's just the beginning for that. But today I want to talk about another L1 that I believe is going to hit over 100 very, very soon. Maybe pre-halving. And right now currently sits at around 40 bucks. And that is Avalanche. Avalanche has utility, has the technology, has the partnerships, and is a very, very promising project. And for the life of me, I don't understand why it's at 40 bucks. I know they had an unlock recently, and they have more to come. But I think with the adoption and everything that's to come with this project, the usage, the price suppression and the unlocks should not impact the price aggression, as I think it will be trending upwards. So let's take a look at Avax, Avalanche. Avalanche is a very promising project. So if we look at CoinMarketCap today, this morning, we see that the global market cap for crypto decreased about 0.6. We're still at 2.24 trillion. Very, very positive. And we see that fear and greed is still at 86, so extreme greed. We look at the MacDaddy, Bitcoin sitting at 61,362. Not too shabby. Sol, fan favorite, is down a little bit to 125. Today, let's focus on Avalanche, which is a top 10 coin. Do I see Avalanche in the future surpassing Doge, possibly ADA, possibly XRP? I don't know. With the information I'm about to tell you, it's possible. And if it does that, what does that mean? That means the increase of market cap, and that also means increase of price. So if we look at the last 7 days, Avalanche is up 10.2%. And just for the past 24 hours, 1.5%. So 40 bucks with a lot of, things in its back that can make this price go up. This is why I'm bullish on Avalanche as well. Now, if we take a look at Artemis and we look at daily active users. Now, for Artemis, they only look at the C chain. Avalanche is obviously mainly, I think it's a layer 0 because they have subnets. It's not like your typical L1, your Ethereum or Solana. They have different subnets that have different use cases. So I consider it layer 0, but the reason I bring that up is because on Artemis, they only look at the C chain. So this number that you see here is just part of the project. So according to the C chain, they have about 69,000 daily active users. And you compare that to BNB chain, Near, Solana, that's kind of low. But again, that's only part of the whole ecosystem. So I still think that's promising. And if we look at the daily active transactions, or daily transactions rather, currently the C chain alone has 374,000 transactions. And then you have others like, Say's at 4 million, which is good. Tron, we don't talk about Tron and Justin Sun. I think it's all shenanigans. Near 5.9 and Solana 28.5. Again, we want to find the projects that are up and coming, that have tons of utility, that in the future can bring lots of gains. And Avalanche, for some reason, I believe it's underappreciated, and the price is not reflecting the future of this project. Now, if we look at DEX volume, we see that Avalanche C chain sits at 211 million. That's DEX volume. And that's over people, and this is just a C chain, that's over Sui, Phantom, ADA, Near, Say, Flow, and Bitcoin. Now, if we look at total fees collected, this is how the lights stay on. We see that as far as total fees collected for them, the C chain's at 83,000. So not too shabby. Now, if we look at DeFi, Avalanche, I'm going to talk about the different parts that make up this project and why I think it has tons and tons of potential. Now, if we look at DeFi, we see that obviously ETH is number one. It's always going to be number one, at least for the time being. Solana is the next up, right? Again, Tron is, I don't believe their numbers, but the next up is this L2 Arbitrum, which is part of ETH, and then you have Sol, and then you have Bitcoin, and then you have Polygon, which is part of ETH, and then you have Avalanche. So basically, if you take out Bitcoin, the L1 is going to be Ethereum, Solana, and then you have Avalanche, right? $40 project. And total value locked is about $999.7 million. So almost $1 billion in total value locked. And we haven't even hit peak bull yet. Promising. Now, I did talk about, the price, and let's take a look at tokenomics here. If we look at, their unlock schedule, we see here, we're here. So if we go all the way to peak bull, which probably puts you around, 2025, fall 2025. So if we keep going, you just see this slight increase here, slight increase. And let's go to October-ish, right? So October 2025. So we see the unlock supply would be about 512 million. As far as the unlock supply. And then total unlock is going to take place in 2030. So slowly but surely, they're increasing their unlock. And again, this can, it's not great for price appreciation. However, with the use cases I just talked about DeFi, and we'll talk about the others, I think that it'll offset it. And I still think Avax has room to run. But again, you could take a look at this at your leisure. If you go to token unlocks, and you'll see the token unlocks for this project. Next, if we look at adoption, community, Avax has about 1 million followers on Twitter/X. So there is people following it. A lot of people, important people in the space, leaders in the space also follow Avax. And, that's part of the puzzle. Good technology, good adoption, good community, and great use case. So it ticks all those boxes right there. Now, if we look at the second, we talked about DeFi. Now let's talk about the other reason why I like Avax, what separates it from others. Gaming. That is looks to be one of their main niches, right? You have Immutable X, that's part of gaming, NFTs, and then you have Polygon also teaming up with Immutable X with gaming and NFTs as well. But then you have Avalanche. As far as, projects that I think have something special with this as far as gaming goes, I think it's them. And one of their main programs is called Arcade with a 3 at the end instead of E. Helping the transition from Web 2 gaming into Web 3 gaming. And kind of seamless. So you may be playing a Web 2 game and then not even realizing that it's part of Web 3. And that's the key. That's the key of having that killer app, or killer DApp rather, and bringing everyone onto the chain and having use case for it. And that's what I think Avalanche has. And, pay attention to this project. I think $40 is totally undervalued. So the Arcade program links Web 2 publishers with leading studios, guilds, and other groups, including Web 3. And an Ava Labs team that has helped build 10 plus gaming subnets, 100 plus Web 3 games, and the future of on-chain gaming. These publishers have been giants of Web 2 gaming for decades, bringing some of the biggest games in the world to market, from Final Fantasy to One Punch Man. They have tens of millions of active users monthly today and are embracing Web 3 gaming on Avalanche. Repeat, they have tens of millions of active monthly users today and are embracing Web 3 gaming on Avalanche. So, what happens when FOMO hits? It's already starting with Bitcoin. You start to see it on, headlines as far as CNBC, Bloomberg, and then the FOMO really hits. Bitcoin hits 80, 100 million. I'm sorry, 100 million. I wish 100,000. And everybody start getting into crypto, and they want to say, oh, what's next? What's next up to run? What's going on with this? And then you have play to earn games. You have gaming. Remember DeFi Kingdoms last year, Axie Infinity, last bull cycle, how hot those things were. What happens then? What happens to a project like this when stuff like that starts happening? Just think about it. So they have some of these games that are upcoming, and what I'm looking forward to. Some of these games are Off the Grid, Blitz, Shrapnel, which I covered before, which is going to be big. First party shooter game. Domi, and then Fableborn. And how do these video games impact the price of Avax? Well, you need Avax in order to, transact with these games. So Off the Grid is kind of like a battle royale type deal, but you need tools, and some of the tools in order to buy them, you're gonna need basically the Avax coin, right? So also they add digital ownership rewards for achievements. Um, and I guess some of that can transport into NFTs. Also launched on Avalanche, so that's positive as well. Then you have Blitz, TSM Blitz. Basically it's an esports video game, so that's good, right? We know how big esports is. Then you have Shrapnel, which I talked about, and Shrapnel is pretty cool too. Basically, you battle one another, extract resources, and get out. Avalanche is the engine of the game's NFT economy, which features guns, wearables, and more. So again, if this game takes off, and you become a winner, you big battle, and you win, and the gun you use to win, or whatever your bulletproof vest is used to win, you own that. That's yours. That's your NFT. You can sell it if someone, if you become like a big player, very popular, and people want to, get the gun that you had or whatever weapon you use, your gear, you can sell that and turn that into something, and you own that. That's not owned by EA Sports or any of the other major companies. You actually own that, and that's what's different. Then you have Domi Online, which is like a medieval type of fantasy type game. Then you have Fable Born, a strategy game as well. And all of these incorporate AVAX in some shape or fashion. So again, there is utility for the AVAX coin, and obviously utility on this subnet. So watch out. Now, we talked about DeFi. We talked about gaming. Next, memes. Memes right now is driving a lot of activity on Solana, and I think this next meme, this is my meme right here. It's the Dark Horse, Cock in You, and Cock We Trust. And look at this slogan, man. Get some cock in you. How clever is that? I really think that come peak bull, we know that Doge was a darling last bull. We know that Doge, and we know Shiba was also a big one. I think this, just name alone, so many puns with this name. I think it's a project that can take off. Right now, it's not listed on Coinbase, none of the major sexes, but I think if the buzz happens, and social media is going to be key. On TikTok, they start talking about it. On X, they start talking about it a little bit more. And this thing gets listed on Coinbase. Just think what can happen. It's real small right now. I think it's under 200 million market cap. If this thing takes off, I think this can make a lot of millionaires, a lot of people money. And I like this meme. I actually have it. Basically, the only way you can get it right now is listed there. Trader Joe, Bybit, KuCoin. Basically, if you have a Coinbase wallet, not on the Coinbase site, Coinbase wallet, you can get it that way. Coinbase wallet to Trader Joe, and that's how you can pick up some cock in you. But I think this is going to be a special one, and you can tag this, timestamp this video. But I believe come peak bull, this will be the one that's going to turn and melt faces. So if we look at the chart right now for cock in you, you see that doing relatively well, right? If we look at the market caps, like I said, under 200 million, 147.3. And if you look at the 24-hour volume for this token, 18.7. So it's not a dead meme, and it's just the beginning. Look how low that is. If this thing takes off and hits $1 billion, $2 billion, I mean, you saw what peak Dogecoin and SHIB was. It has over 10 billion. So think about the gains for this type of thing. Again, you want to find a meme that has some utility, not utility because memes don't have utility, but has name recognition and has a community. And I think this one can do it for sure. This one could do it. It's a meme, so it has a lot of tokens. That's why you see so many zeros behind it. 69.4 trillion max supply, circulating supply. All of it's already out there. So watch out for cock in you. So right now it's taking a little bit of a breather. It looks like peak was around here, February. Oh, that was recently. Wait a minute, I'm looking at the 1 day. So let's look at the year chart. So peak was here rather. So around December 2023. So ever since then, it's cooled off a little bit. It's starting to rise again. So, if you guys are interested in some cock, probably take a look at this. So next, we talked about memes, we talked about DeFi, and now let's talk about other use cases. They have something called Evergreen, another subnet, and that is to onboard enterprises, businesses into crypto finance, basically. So you have it covering all cornerstones of business and crypto. So this is good. So you have major companies like Citi, I believe, is involved in this. JP Morgan also has a partnership with them. So, again, the chain is just growing and a lot of good partnerships. Also, NFTs. So we look at the last 30 days, according to DAP Radar, see what's going on with their NFTs. We see that number one is cock versus hunter. Remember, I talked about cock. That word, I can see it doing a lot of things, especially if it starts being, pun on words, and you start hearing someone like Joe Rogan talking about it on his podcast, other YouTubers talking about it. This is one that I think come, end of this year, next year, it's going to do very, very well. A lot of millionaires going to be made from that meme. That's just my opinion, not financial advice. But they have others. Right now, it looks like the main one or the major one for the last 30 days is OG Odin. And that is up about 506%. So they have a growing ecosystem. You see number 8, you see chicken, hence, the reference with cock in you. That's in there as well. So I think what's going to drive their NFT space is going to be their gaming. So obviously it's going to be interchangeable. Their NFTs and their gaming, things from their games, you can sell as NFTs, and depending on how popular the game is, NFT will be as popular as well. So that is good. Next, the partnerships that we talked about, Evergreen, as far as their onboarding enterprises, financial institutions. We talked about Citi. Basically, there's something they are doing with a South Korean digital asset custodian, BDACS. So that's good. We'll offer institutional custody for a diverse range of digital assets, including Avax and Bitcoin. So again, Onyx by JP Morgan leverages Avalanche to explore a new paradigm for portfolio management. So we know JP Morgan and Jamie Dimon talking crap on crypto, but yet we see JP Morgan has something going on. For those who don't know, JP Morgan also, they're involved in crypto already, although their leader's saying whatever he's saying. They have a dApp called Onyx, and basically it's onboarding with Avalanche, so that's positive. So lastly, if we talk about price appreciation and the future, according to Daily Hodl, there is a leader in the space called Kellyo. He has about 622,000 followers on X. He believes that Avalanche is the next to hit another pump. We saw Solana hit a pump from $8 all the way up to 100, stayed at 100 a little bit, went to 120, went back down to 100, and now it's at 130. Meanwhile, Avalanche still has not seen that pump. And looking at the charts here, he believes that Avalanche is the next. And he believes that that one could hit 100 plus, similar to what Solana did. And I have no doubt, based on everything I just talked about, I can see Avalanche going to 100. And that's just the beginning. When things are going crazy and Bitcoin's over $100,000, I can see Avalanche. Who knows what the price could be? Could be 200, could be 300. Who knows? And right now, this project currently sits at $40. So you do the math. Again, this is not financial advice, just me talking out loud and entertaining you guys on YouTube. But I like Avax. Guys, let me know what you think about Avax. Hope you enjoy your weekend. This is just a quick video today for Avalanche, another project that I'm very, very bullish on. We know Solana is doing very well, very bullish on that project. Bitcoin is doing very well. ETH's doing good. A lot of the projects that I have in my portfolio for millionaire, my millionaire portfolio is doing very well as well. So I'm very excited for what's to come, and I hope you are too. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you for spending your time with me, and until next time.